Roman Reigns' epic return draws insane numbers for WWE. Triple H confirms Seth Rollins' injury is a work. WWE Evolution considered a home run by Higherups. A WWE veteran is against Evolution 3. Tiffany Stratton's next challenger officially announced. Triple H takes Bayley off WWE TV immediately after Raw. Goldberg's son finally breaks silence after Gunther attacked him. Brock Lesnar's iconic name taken away. CM Punk is set to dethrone Gunther. Roman Reigns' new name and new title. Let's dive right in. WWE Evolution considered a home run by Higherups. WWE Evolution is done and dusted, and the word from inside the company is that it was a massive hit. Fightful Select reports that WWE officials and superstars were thrilled with how it turned out. One top executive summed it up, saying, "The women on the show were put in a position to over-deliver, and they knocked it out of the park. Every match exceeded expectations, with the IC title and world title bouts earning extra praise for their intensity and storytelling." The production team saw a last-minute boost with Molly Holly joining to help produce the Naomi vs. Jade Cargill match, which ended up being a highlight of the night. Naomi's heel run this year has been a big talking point backstage, with one source noting she's getting a ton of praise and is widely adored behind the scenes. The women's roster also had great things to say about the event. Some wished for more build-up, but they enjoyed the chance to fill in the story gaps on social media, with one wrestler calling it fun. The backstage vibe was electric, with everyone from crew to talent riding high on the night's energy. Though Evolution came together fast, it delivered big, giving WWE another victory to celebrate. What did you think of Evolution? Was Naomi vs. Jade Cargill your favorite match, or did another one take the crown? A WWE veteran is against Evolution 3. A WWE Hall of Famer has spoken out against holding another Evolution Premium live event. On the latest Busted Open podcast, Bully Ray shared his reasons for not wanting a third Evolution, even though Evolution 2025 was a huge success and earned rave reviews from fans despite a weak build-up. While many fans and wrestling stars are pushing for the all-women's event to continue, Bully Ray feels differently. "I don't think we need to single the women out anymore and give them their own shows. I think the women have proven themselves that they should have their segments, their matches, their promos on main shows because they belong as much as the men do," Ray said. At the Evolution post-show press conference, Triple H addressed the possibility of another Evolution PLE down the line. "I don't want to say it's yearly. It's not yearly. I think we see what that demand is for it. Because as the demand for the women grows across the board every day, it becomes less about having their own show and more about the equality. It's all there. They don't have to have their show to be in the spotlight. But if it works, we'll definitely go down that road again. It's a we shall see," Triple H said. With a 7-year gap between the first two Evolution events, some fans were frustrated by the long wait. Whether we'll see an Evolution 3 remains uncertain, but many female superstars would love to have their own PLE every year. Tiffany Stratton's next challenger officially announced. Tiffany Stratton will put her WWE Women's Championship on the line at SummerSlam, as confirmed on the latest episode of Raw. Her opponent will be Jade Cargill, who earned her shot by winning the Queen of the Ring tournament, defeating veteran Asuka in the finals in Saudi Arabia. The buff Barbie came off a successful title defense against Trish Stratus at Evolution this past Sunday. Meanwhile, Jade Cargill powered through Naomi in a no-holds-barred match at the same event, with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. This week on Raw, it was made official. Stratton and Cargill will face off at SummerSlam for the WWE Women's Championship. Despite Naomi's loss to Cargill at Evolution, she ended the night on top, cashing in her Money in the Bank contract during the Rhea Ripley vs. Sky match to become the new Women's World Champion. All eyes are now on whether Jade Cargill can also claim a world title at the biggest party of the summer. Triple H takes Bayley off WWE TV immediately after Raw. On last night, WWE Raw, Bayley went head-to-head with Lyra Valkyria in a thrilling 2 out of 3 falls match, but things didn't go her way. The role model came up short, setting up a Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and Valkyria at SummerSlam. Clearly frustrated by the defeat, Bayley's loss has sparked talk that Triple H might pull her from WWE TV right away. With no clear path heading into SummerSlam 2025, a 2-night spectacle like WrestleMania, the former WWE Women's Champion could be written off. Bayley's been caught in a feud with Lynch and Valkyria since her return, even competing in a triple threat at Evolution 2025, where she lost and Lynch kept the title. With her shot at the women's IC title likely gone, some believe Triple H could have Bayley return at SummerSlam as a heel. Picture her crashing the Lynch-Valkyria title match, taking out both stars in a shocking twist. It could be a great way to push the 36-year-old after recent losses. What Triple H has planned for Bayley post-Raw remains unclear as SummerSlam 2025 approaches. Fans took to social media to vent their disappointment over Bayley's loss, upset that the role model didn't come out on top. Many pointed out she already missed WrestleMania this year after a backstage attack by Lynch. Keeping her off SummerSlam, the second biggest event after Mania, would feel unfair and signal weak booking under Triple H. Fans argued WWE could tap into Bayley's star power to make the biggest party of the summer even bigger. Goldberg's son finally breaks silence after Gunther attacked him. WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg competed in his final match at Saturday night's main event in Atlanta, but it was his son Gage who stole headlines after a tense moment with Gunther. Now a linebacker for the Colorado Buffaloes, the 19-year-old was at ringside when the ring general shoved him, prompting Gage to leap the barricade and confront the champion before security stepped in. Gunther went on to defeat Goldberg and retain the World Heavyweight Championship, but Gage isn't backing down. He took to Instagram, sharing photos from his dad's retirement match and the aftermath, including a shot of his face-off with Gunther, alongside a bold three-word caption, "Standing on business," he wrote. Gage's message suggests he's not intimidated by the ring general's actions. Whether this leads to a WWE appearance to settle the score for his family remains up in the air. In an exclusive Sportskeeda Wrestling interview a few months ago, senior editor Bill Apter asked Gage if he'd consider a wrestling career. The young athlete left the door open. I mean, yes and no for sure, because wrestling would be cool, being amped up and everything and having all the adrenaline, but then also I know my place right now is with football, so I'm gonna live this out and see where that takes me. If it doesn't work out, could be wrestling, don't know. It's a backup plan, he said. With Goldberg's wrestling days now behind him, the spotlight could shift to Gage in the years ahead, potentially bringing a new Goldberg to WWE. Brock Lesnar's iconic name taken away. Braun Breaker has claimed a massive legacy in WWE. A rising star has taken on a legendary nickname. During a heated in-ring clash with Gunther, Paul Heyman declared that Braun Breaker isn't just a top talent. He's the next big thing. That's the same title Heyman gave Brock Lesnar when he first stormed into WWE. Heyman made it clear that Breaker now owns this name and role. The Hall of Famer didn't stop there, also calling Breaker the big dog, a nod to Roman Reigns. Heyman boldly predicted that Breaker would dominate the competition, defeat Gunther, and claim the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Let me make this perfectly clear. Braun Breaker is the next big thing. Braun Breaker is the big dog. And this is Braun Breaker's yard. You're not looking at just another contender. He's a Steiner. Do you know what that means? He's going to break through every barrier that you put in front of him. He's going to break through the glass ceiling in WWE, and he's going to break your A at SummerSlam. There's going to be a new World Heavyweight Champion, a long-term World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam, and his name is Braun Breaker, Heyman said. The WWE Universe is eager to see if Breaker can live up to the towering legacies of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. CM Punk is set to dethrone Gunther. CM Punk is gearing up to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam next month. He earned his shot on the latest episode of Raw by outlasting everyone in a grueling gauntlet match. There's a real chance Punk could finally topple the ring general and claim the title he's been chasing, but his moment of glory might be cut short by an old enemy. Right as Punk celebrates in the ring, Seth Rollins' music could blast through MetLife Stadium. The Visionary might sprint to the ring, Money in the Bank briefcase in hand, and cash in on a worn-out Punk, stealing the championship in a jaw-dropping twist. This idea sparked after Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer Radio dropped a bombshell. Alvarez revealed that Rollins wasn't actually injured at Saturday night's main event. Instead, WWE used that storyline to explain his absence while he recovers from a previous injury. Meltzer hinted that a surprise Money in the Bank cash-in is coming. This suggests WWE is cooking up something huge that could leave the crowd stunned. While Rollins might be nursing an injury, it may not be as bad as it seems. But Paul Heyman and his crew could soon announce that Rollins will be sidelined for months. When no one expects it, the Visionary could storm SummerSlam and cash in on Punk, turning the arena upside down. This move would let Rollins keep his vow to never let Punk hold a world title while he's around. Plus, cashing in exactly 10 years after his last Money in the Bank heist would be a perfect full-circle moment. But this is all just a theory. It hinges on how serious Rollins' injury really is. Seth Rollins and CM Punk are bitter rivals in WWE. They've clashed in the ring multiple times, and their bad blood never seems to fade. Before Rollins was taken off TV, he was locked in feuds with several top Raw stars, including Punk. There's a good chance Rollins will reignite this rivalry when he returns. Letting this storyline fizzle out would be a waste, as there's still so much heat to explore. If Rollins ruins Punk's big moment at SummerSlam 2025, it could spark a thrilling new chapter in their saga. Even if Punk walks out as champion champion, Rollins, with his Money in the Bank contract, would have every reason to come for him. Either way, WWE seems poised to revisit this epic feud down the line. It all depends on when Rollins makes his comeback. It'll be exciting to see how this plays out and what WWE has in store for Punk at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns' new name and new title. Roman Reigns made a thunderous return on the road to SummerSlam 2025, and the Alabama crowd roared with excitement to see him back after months away. WWE has now given him a fresh nickname, much like Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. In the final moments of Raw, the OTC stormed the ring to save Jey Uso and CM Punk, who were getting brutally attacked by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman, his former manager, watched in shock as Reigns charged in. Together, Reigns, Punk, and Jey overpowered Breaker and Reed, forming a powerful new alliance heading into the biggest party of the summer. WWE shared a clip of the former Bloodline leader on their X account, dubbing him Monday Night Roman Reigns, a title that echoes the Monday Night prefixes given to Rollins and Breaker. Monday Night Roman Reigns, read the tweet. What's next for SummerSlam 2025 is still up in the air. There were whispers of a showdown between Reigns and Seth Rollins, but Rollins' injury has thrown those plans off track. Now it seems a tag team match could be brewing, with the OTC and Jey Uso taking on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. After Raw ended, WWE rolled out new OTC1 merchandise and introduced the undisputed Tribal Chief Championship on their shop. According to WrestleVotes, WWE had planned to award this new title to the original Tribal Chief during his storyline with Solo Sikoa on Netflix, but those plans fell through. Still, fans can grab the replica belt online for $600. Reigns seems to have kicked off a red-hot rivalry with Breaker and Reed as SummerSlam approaches. Could a tag team match be coming, with the OTC picking his partner? We'll have to wait and see. Triple H confirms Seth Rollins' injury is a work. Seth Rollins has been the talk of the WWE Universe since Saturday night's Main Event 40, where he appeared to injure his knee during a match with LA Knight. But there's growing speculation that the injury might be a carefully crafted storyline. Some fans believe Triple H dropped a subtle clue that Rollins' injury isn't real, suggesting it's all part of the script to set up something bigger. At the Evolution post-show press conference, Triple H brought up Rollins' injury without being prompted, offering an update when no one asked. This move raised eyebrows, as WWE often uses key figures like The Game to push injury angles and keep them in the spotlight for storyline purposes. By mentioning it unprompted, Triple H might be steering the narrative to fuel speculation and build toward a future twist, a common tactic to sell kayfabe injuries. Rollins has a well-known history of knee troubles, including a major injury in 2015 that required surgery and kept him out for a year. If this latest injury were real, especially on a surgically repaired knee, WWE would likely sideline him indefinitely and possibly strip him of the Money in the Bank briefcase to keep storylines moving. But Triple H not taking the briefcase away suggests the injury could be a work, possibly setting up a surprise cash-in down the line. The injury reportedly happened when Rollins attempted a springboard moonsault, which LA Knight dodged. What's odd is that Rollins didn't seem to land awkwardly. He hit the mat cleanly, as he typically does when opponents evade the move. There was no visible twist or stumble, yet he immediately grabbed his knee, playing up the pain. This could be an exaggerated act to sell the storyline and make it feel real. These clues, Triple H's comments, the untouched briefcase, and the clean landing are fueling theories that it's all a setup. On this week's Legion of Raw, inside sources claimed Rollins' injury could keep him out for a while, criticizing the needless high-risk move. They noted his history of knee issues and suggested he stick to safer moves. So, Seth Rollins has a substantial injury. We don't know exactly what it is yet, but Triple H said it was serious. So we know he's going to be out for a certain amount of time. Let me point out that the injury occurred on a meaningless flippy move. It was a meaningless flippy move, and every time you do the flippy and you're landing on your feet, there is a chance to land wrong, especially when you have bad knees to begin with. So we had to do the flippy move that meant absolutely nothing, the source said. They also argued that moves like Rollins' buckle bomb lose impact when injuries seem staged, affecting how casual fans view wrestling. Here's the problem for the entire casual fans who are no longer watching the show. That has superseded, making the viewer believe. That's the problem. A casual fan is sitting there and they're not popping. They're saying, that's BS. That's absolute BS. None of this is real. That has superseded trying to make the fans believe. If the objective is not to make the fans believe anymore, then we've got a completely different... It's not wrestling because that's what pro wrestling is. We've got something completely different that we're trying to sell. Roman Reigns' epic return draws insane numbers for WWE. Roman Reigns, arguably WWE's biggest star, sent shockwaves through the wrestling world with his return to Monday Night Raw. and the numbers prove it. After being taken out by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker on the Raw after WrestleMania, the 40-year-old original tribal chief stepped away to focus on outside projects. He stormed back to Raw, debuting a new name and belt, and made a bold statement by saving Jey Uso and CM Punk from a beatdown by Breaker and Bronson Reed. The clip of Reigns' return racked up nearly 2 million, 1.8 million views on YouTube in under 12 hours, showing his massive draw. The comeback has given WWE a major lift heading into SummerSlam in New Jersey. Reigns often struggles to find allies, given his history of burned bridges with teams and factions, making trust a rare commodity for the former Universal Champion. His return saw him step up for Jey Uso and CM Punk against Breaker and Reed, hinting at a new alliance. On Not Sam Wrestling, analyst Sam Roberts predicted WWE might book a tag team match at SummerSlam, pitting Reigns and Jey against Breaker and Reed, especially with Seth Rollins sidelined by injury and Punk set to challenge Gunther for the title. I think your SummerSlam match is going to be Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. That's what my takeaway was. That's what my immediate thought was, Roberts said.